Zach Greenawalt with Dry Fly Collective Real Estate at Keller Williams, Sun Valley, Southern Idaho. It's December 31st, 2025. I hope you had a fantastic year and are looking forward to the new year ahead. I want to take a few minutes and just talk about what I think will happen in 2026. This video isn't going to be heavy data driven or anything like that. This is just my idea from looking at the market over the last several years and giving kind of an idea of where I think things could go in 2026. So no charts, no graphs, no anything like that to go over. Just what my gut I think tells me could be on the table for us in 2026. So three things to really touch on. Let's talk about demand. Let's talk about inventory, and let's talk about pricing. So when you think of demand in our market, 2025 was a really strong year in regards to pending sales. We saw a pretty significant increase. So I don't think the buyers are going anywhere in 2026. I think they're a little bit more selective and a little less emotional than they have been over the last couple of years. But the buyers are still here. They're still waiting for the right property to come on, and they're ready to make that move. So let's talk about Twin Falls and Boise. And why would I bring those two markets up? They're not resort markets like Sun Valley. The buyers typically aren't the same that we see here in Sun Valley. So why touch on those two markets? When you look at those two areas and the economic impact and the growth that's coming out of those areas, they're very strong. And I think that lends well to us in Sun Valley. So again, it's not the type of buyer that we always see. However, we see a lot of people from Twin and Boise that own properties up here. It's not that maybe high end clientele that we might think of from California or say Seattle. But those two markets, Boise and Twin, are still very strong. And again, I think that lends well to us here in the Wood River Valley. Let's talk about inventory. What happens with inventory next year? This is the thing I think I might be the most excited about. We saw 2025 hit the highest number of listings, residential active listings in July that we had seen in the last 5 years. I believe that we will see that trend continue, and in 2026, we will see more homes for sale than we have in the last 5 years. We don't get back to the pre-2020 COVID market inventory levels, but I think we see the highest amount of active listings in 2026. That doesn't mean a weak market, so don't take that as we're going to see a big increase in listing activity, which means we might see a fall in prices. I think this means there's more options for buyers, and I think this returns some balance and functionality to our market, which is desperately needed. So rising inventory is good. It means we're more balanced. Buyers have options, and sellers need to be a little bit more intentional. Let's just touch on that for a moment. Well-priced properties and homes or condos that are updated will be the first to go. Again, with that buyer being more purposeful than they have in the past, unless you have a really unique property, don't expect overpricing strategies to play out really well, I don't believe. They are, again, the buyer in the area is more intentional and less emotional than years past. Pricing and negotiation. I believe pricing holds steady, and negotiating is on the table. Widespread price cuts, I don't believe that's going to be the case. Again, inventory should rise as it has over the last couple of years, but not to the point where we see it offset enough to bring prices down at a significant level. I believe days on market will be a little bit higher as the buyers are again more intentional and purposeful in their buying journeys. And there might be some softer segments of the market. That could be a condition issue, that could be a location issue, that could be an overpricing issue. And I think there's going to be some parts of the market that are really, really strong as well. And so it'll be interesting to see how all those things play out in 2026. If you're looking to make a purchase this coming year, that means you should have a little bit of room to negotiate in specific situations. And you're going to be a little bit more patient, I think, than you have been in the past. For sellers, you're still in a very strong overall position because, again, inventory is still at a pretty low level. But your presentation and your pricing strategies really are going to come into play this coming year. So as we think about 2026, I want you to be prepared and ready to hit your goals in the real estate world. Every property is unique. Every property is specific. And if you would like to have a conversation about what it is you want to achieve through the real estate market here in Sun Valley, I would love the opportunity to have that conversation. I hope you have a fantastic New Year's, and I hope 2026 is filled with a lot of joy and love for you and your family.